Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to LSG Media. Long time no see, and I'm joined here by manager Dixie Dawson. How are you doing?
I'm absolutely amazing, Natalie. Thank you for this opportunity.
No, you're more than welcome. Thank you for coming.
We've already had a good start to the night.
Yeah, we've had some glorious food out in Preston, superb, so massive thumbs up to this company. So come and give them a little visit. So let's get on to today's video. So we're going to do a bit of a podcast. The last time we were with Dixie, of course, you were at Wire Villa. You've now left there and you have become Losotck and Gerards manager. So let's have a little bit of a catch up.
So I think just to start off with, it's nice to just spend some time together away from football. All the volunteers, anybody that wants the club to do well, and I'm on about Losotck State Gerards. I appreciate it. I see everybody as an asset, so to come out, have some food at Grillers in town, just spend some time together away from the football. It's my way of showing appreciation of all your time, and obviously you've been back to come and do this podcast, and I'm a bit of a people pleaser, so if I have the opportunity to say yes to something and spend time with a friend and have some food, I'm going to bite your hand off, alright? So it was probably 2 years ago, maybe a bit longer.
I think it's probably a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
But again,
a lot's gone on since then, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So we've grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, we're chewing up there, aren't we? So, I'm nervous what you're going to chuck my way today. I think big shout out to Mike, he was at the last one. So
yeah, he's with us today.
Hopefully he's influencing your sort of when you fire questions at me. The umbrella man knows what he's on about.
Oh, he sure does. So let's talk a little bit about Wire Villa and where that all began. And of course you got on promoted as well.
Yeah, I mean that part of my journey, you know, it played a massive influence as to where I am now. You know, a lot of gratitude towards Richard Allen for taking me up there with him, and I met some wonderful people. Yeah, obviously yourself. I've known Kev Roscoe for a long time. I wish Wire Villa all the best of success. It was a real memorable time in my journey in football, learning a lot about myself and about players and about our capabilities, and a lot of the team that I have with me and around me now started by what we created at Wire Villa with Richard. And, you know, Joe Booth's a good mate of mine. I speak to him almost weekly, and you know, what a special time in both our lives to go to Wire Villa and influence obviously their own history in terms of the trophy that we won and getting them promoted, and I'm pleased to see that obviously they're still in the Premier Division.
Yeah, so definitely. I'm really glad.
All the very best to Wire Villa, because they've got some close friends.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, that's where my journey first began as well. Of course, meeting you guys as well. And it's just such a special time, and now we've moved on to bigger and better things.
Personally, I'd have to agree. I think there was times at Wire Villa where if the result didn't quite go our way, I could come back to Losotck, I could get away from it, I could be a barber, I could walk around the playground, pick my daughter up from school and not really have to worry too much about other people's perceptions. And I know we shouldn't do that anyway, but because I'm so sentimentally attached to the club I'm managing at the moment, I generally think that sometimes, Natalie, there isn't a hiding place. Whereas at Wire Villa I was able to go and be a football manager and then get away from it. Now with my daughter's going to school in the area, living in the area, or everything what I do, my barbershop obviously is in the area, all my friends are from Losotck. You tend to really only hear people's opinions, you know, when you get beat. And the season just gone by, I think the lads was trying to get me sacked in and around Christmas time, because we went on like about an 8 game. We went on about an 8 game period where we wasn't winning football matches, and the customers that they've been coming into the shop, what's happened, what's gone on, and everybody comes heavily opinionated when you're not actually winning football matches. But fortunately, Natalie, we ended the season quite strong, and I'm optimistic as we take that group of players with us into the new season. Yeah.
So when it came to leaving Villa, how did you come around getting this job at Gerards?
If I'm to tell the truth, when I went up to Wire Villa, I already wanted to be the Losotck State Gerards manager. I've played for the club.
Well, it's like your hometown, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a village, Losotck, Natalie. I'm proud to be from Losotck, and I'd like, with the entourage of assets, volunteers, people alongside me at the football club, and there's too many names to mention during this space that we're sharing currently. But what I'd say to you is, you know, the fact that I've grown up in the area, I've made some phenomenal memories in the area, got some really good friends in the area, and I know about the value of the club was actually created. The history of Losotck St Gerards, the club was established in 1947.
Unbelievable.
2 years after the war, late on in October 1940, there was a bomb that dropped, I think it was 26th of October, late on in the evening, and there was a lot of women and children that unfortunately fell victim to that disaster. It was a traumatic time in the area, and you know, the bomb was aimed for Leyland trucks where they was building tanks and stuff for the war. So the Germans was like a thermometer off actually the target that they were aiming for, but quite fortunately that has led to the creation of Losotck St Gerards. So what I feel now is that the parish, obviously the women, the men of the village in that time, they wanted Losotck St Gerards to become a bit of a safe haven for women, for children, for men to come play their football. And you know, to come as Losotck St Gerards manager a couple of years after COVID is I have an abundance of pride to sort of take on responsibility as manager, not just to try and win football matches, but to create value within the community, to create community spirit. So when I'm coaching down there or managing games, and I see this, you know, people from the area coming down to watch
definitely.
It's pleasing when I see kids playing together, it's pleasing when I see adults, friends bonding together, watching the game without the phones, not thinking laptops, iPads, social media, coming down there and having that intimate, interpersonal connection with people. It's good for the mind. It's good.
I was going to say, for my side, the photography and the volunteering, meeting new guys, it's a chance for me to get away from my mental health for a couple of hours, no phone, no laptop. You're getting them celebrations on camera, you're getting to hug the players week in, week out, you're getting that bonding, and that's thanks to you.
Well, it's all thanks to you. You're the one that are there taking the pictures, hugging the lads, right? You're driving down there, and I'll be honest with you, Natalie, I mean, it's phenomenal to have that sort of influence, and it's not just yourself. I think, again, if I'm to start mentioning people, we could well be here all night, but there's other photographers that just love being behind that lens, and they love spending time editing the pictures, storing the memories, putting them in a box for eternity, and not just that. You've got your volunteers that are filling up the water bottle, pumping up the balls, serving the brews. There's a bloke that comes down watching us, he's the goalkeeper in the 50s, he's 92 years old, and he's getting out of the house on a Saturday to come and work Losotck St Gerards.
That's what it's all about.
Sometimes I take the piece quite closely, I overanalyse everything. Sometimes you get no insight when you're overanalysing things, and I just have to take a step back and think it's more than just winning a football match on a Saturday, getting the 3 points on a Saturday, and enjoying the competitive side of it. It's the development side of things as well. I'm very privileged at this moment in time to have a very young side, and I'm extremely confident in the fact that these boys that I have playing for the football club at the moment, I seriously believe that they can just get better and better and better. It makes me feel quite very excited.
Well, you've got to reflect as well, when you first came into Losotck and where we are now, we've got promoted as well. First season as a manager, you got us promoted. That has got to be a special moment.
Well, the players did the business. I was just the man that was in charge of making the difficult decisions. I think a lot of people at that time was in a real position, and I'm very appreciative of, because they respected how difficult decisions were. I think the hardest thing that happened was me and Tony, when we went into the club and we sort of said, look, this is what we're going to do. We was extremely confident on the back of our success at Whiteville, so we said, listen, we're going to win the league, we're going to win the league with reserves, and to say that and actually do it is a phenomenal accomplishment, because a lot of teams have been in that Division 1 a lot longer than, well, we've had back-to-back promotions, haven't we, from Division 1, and managers that I know that are very good managers that I actually learn off and look up to are still in that division now, trying to get out of there. There are a lot of clubs that are really well established to get out of that division, so you know, it's worth recognising. It's a monumental accomplishment at the first roll of the dice to win the league, to score 106 goals, you know.
Exactly.
You know, for the reserves to have done the business as well, to get voted team of the league from the West Lancashire League, from a personal point of view, to get voted manager of the season.
Well, not just that as well, we got club of the year.
Honestly, it was
incredible.
a phenomenal week in that one, but I remember, I think John Brown, who's like a member of the committee for the West Lancashire League, said, "Have you got anything to say?" And looked over at our table, and these moments in football are few and far between, but these percentages, these occasions are why we do it. And I looked at all those trophies on the table, I said, I just wish they'd have got us a bigger table, do you know what I mean? And the ego, I like to keep the ego under control, but that night it was a proud night. There was me, there was Woody, there was Tony, there was Leggy, who got team in the year. Leggy's come upstairs now into the coaching room with me and a couple of other dudes. We've had a bit of a reshuffle management wise for the first team and for the reserves team, but for Leggy to come upstairs and being like his close, like my assistant now. I've been with that man like nine years, and you know, he's one of those individuals that always wants the best for you.
You can see that towards the end of the last season, where he was on the touchline a lot more. There was a lot more communication, he was screaming, he was shouting, he was celebrating. So to have him this next season pitch side is something that...
Well, mark my words, the man's still got a bit to offer on the pitch.
Oh, definitely.
But what I've decided over the summer is that what I need next to me is somebody that I can trust wholeheartedly. And it's a CV with 9 years of loyal attendance, and we've won we've played in some phenomenal competitions, we've won some prestigious trophies, and I'm excited to see how he embraces this new capacity, this new role. Now that he's probably on the other side, I think what's great for me is he's still got that player mentality where he can give me perhaps a perception that I need to consider, and it may well just be how you address people, how you present yourself to people, but fundamentally I think what he does very well is whether or not he agrees with my opinion, football is all about opinions, and he'll always back it up 100%.
100%.
And he'll choose his words, and he'll present it in the right way. So with Leggy on board, I might as well just keep the focus there. I've got Dan Tittington, who's bespoke, he's tailor-made, he's absolutely fantastic. I'm delighted to have Dave Moo back at the club, and I've got Nelly, who is a phenomenal coach. I'm excited to take him off his lead and see what he can do with his young team. He's a man who's got a phenomenal reputation in terms of coaching, in terms of training, in terms of being enthusiastic. So there'll be me, Nelly, Leggy, Moo and Dan Tittington. The reserves have had a bit of a reshuffle. There's going to be some talent emerging at the club from the reserves, the 18s and the 16s. But
that's what we need, isn't it? Yeah, we need to start bringing in the young guns to get in.
Well, we did what we said. We got promoted. We're in the Prem. We've established ourselves. It's worth mentioning that we finished 6th. That was probably the highest we've ever done in a decade. And we was in a state of transition, obviously. Now we can, rather than focusing on the first team and everything being about the top of the pyramid, we can maybe put a bit more emphasis now in producing our role players, so that I'm not having to run around Lancashire to try and sign players. Where Losotck St Gerards perhaps can become, from a playing point of view, to pride itself able to start competing for the local players in terms of what we can offer these lads in terms of development and facilities, and rather than signing players, we really want to make an endeavour to produce our raw talent.
And we're definitely doing that.
Yeah, I mean, look at the 16s, they had a great season. The 18s was very powerful, strong and consistent throughout. I took up final, did really well, strong and competitive in the league. And then, I'd say a bit of a new look side for Tony, Alan Cookson, Andy Smith and Dee Edmonds. I'm excited to. The lads have been given some targets in the reserves, all achievable ones. And I'll say now on the camera to you that way, I'm certainly very confident that the targets that they've set, they'll go above and beyond to smash every single one of them. And then targets I will be keeping in-house, but it's just about what they are going to deliver in terms of producing players ready to come into the first team and play football in a certain type of way, which is a football which is without the ball you've got to lock on, you've got to track runners, your runs have got to be sprints, and then with the ball I want a team that can express itself but work off instinct, you know. Some of the most beautiful moments in football are when that player is in the floor. He's not looking at a tactics board, he's not looking at a bib, he's not looking at a view, he's just like, the best example I've got is when Ronaldo for Real Madrid or Juventus, whoever it was, he scored an off-the kick. Greatest player that's ever played football of all time. Zidane is like that, and they ain't rehearsed that. I want these players to be able to express themselves. Now, there's the difference between me and Zidane and Ronaldo and Mason Kai. What the message is the same. Let's play football instinctively, and that now to take some of these lads into the park, take them off the leash and say, show me what you've got. Because I think nowadays it can be overcoached. Let's play with fluid, dynamic, expressive. How the peacock expresses feathers, it becomes very, very beautiful. I have a style of playing and an identity, but at the same time, play without fear.
Yeah, definitely, I've got to agree with that.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, going off again, managerial, you've also got our very talented young girls as well, who your daughter actually plays for. So how are they doing at the moment? Doing
fantastic, yeah. We're playing a tournament today. I assembled 2 teams out of 14. We ended up playing each other in the semi-final, so I did really good all day, not biting nails, and then we played each other in the semi-final. I like to keep feeling like for these girls to see that the way that they're developing Natalie, not just as people but as footballers as well, is completely different to the men's game, and I'm pretty different in that environment as well, because I have to remember that the kids, but I'm also trying to make them understand that football's about winning. The world is competitive, and the only difference in the girls' football between the girls that I've got in the team that are high-end ability, medium, and the lower-end ability is time spent on the ball. If we play against a bunch of girls that are better than our girls, and that's how it is in football, there are levels to it, there's levels to everything. It's just time spent on the ball. I've done a lot of time researching and studying this myth between God-given talent and practice. It's all about the practice, and these girls over the summer are spending a lot more time practicing and being dedicated.
That's what you want, dedication.
Yeah, becoming coachable and walking onto the pitch and being the best version of themselves. And I'm very excited because, again, I think these girls are on the verge of something special. They might end up just winning the trophy together because they've been together now for so long. Football is a game that's continuously presenting new opportunities, so everything that they've learned, I think we've learned enough now how to get beat in these cup finals and finish runners up in these leagues that we've been competing in. It's time to lift the trophy. My captain, who's an outstanding player, I think that it's what she deserves. I think she's 100%, she's absolutely obsessed with the game, and I think she will eventually fly away from the nest, and she'll go with all my praise and encouragement like a lot of these girls go, and I want them to. I don't want to incarcerate them into my environment for my own pleasure. I want them to then go off and achieve their own targets. But it's worth mentioning that the first ever girls football team at Losotck St Gerards, so every single one of them will play a part in the history of the club in terms of we came here at the same time as the women's adults team, but we're trying to build a platform through the junior girls section and the junior boys section, obviously, to then cross over that bridge. It's grassroots football, but from juniors into adults, we want to continue providing all these girls that aren't flying away from the nest but are still wanting to participate in the engagement and the enjoyment of football. That's what we want to do at Losotck St Gerards. So to have my girls involved with that is something obviously that I'm very proud of, and I really enjoy it. Natalie, I learn from these girls all the time. Sometimes we lose a football match, and just to see that they're all smiling, they're all friends, they've all got them bonds and them connections, kind of says to me at times there's things more important than football.
Well, I came on board and supported the girls when they were at Lancome Juniors, and then I also came on board and saw them when they played Fleetwood Town at Pulfoot Farm, and actually took some photos, and the difference and the talent, the passion, the pride that they showed. They got beat on the day and they were coming running over, celebrating, happy, clapping. To me, that's not a team that's just been beat. That's a team that is passionate, about playing for that shirt week in, week out?
Well, the first thing that we make clear to the girls is we don't do these football matches. Everything is a learning exercise.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And the maturity of these girls now, the personalities that are emerging and evolving, and some of the humour, some of the banter that they are. I'll be honest with you, I think it keeps me young at heart. Being surrounded by the energy and the enthusiasm that these girls have, and the passion and the enjoyment that they have for football. Yeah, it's remarkable.
Yeah.
And I say that for anyone that's involved in grassroots kids football. You're doing a magnificent thing, and every credit to every individual that goes out there and volunteers, Natalie, to provide a platform for these kids to go and play football.
Well, yeah. So moving on from that kind of side, it's coming up to the 24-25 season. I can see you smiling there straight away. What are the plans for pre-season? Have we got anything?
We started yesterday. We had really good attendance, really good positive.
Any vomiting?
Pardon?
Any vomiting? Any sickness?
Hey, do you know what, right? We did a really tough exercise. I've been doing it for 10 years now with my football team, and it has finished individuals off. Like, I've had lads go up there and drop like flies, and I said to the boys yesterday, I want to see quitters. I want to know now, here today, who's not right for the job. Somebody please throw a towel in, and every single one of them dug in. It was amazing. So we're training again tomorrow, maybe not as aggressive tomorrow. Obviously England play on Tuesday, because it's obviously the 23rd of June.
Yeah.
We've got Bamber Bridge on the 29th of June, a hectic day for me personally. My daughter's the Carnival Princess, it's my birthday, the first team are playing against Bamber Bridge, and then on the Sunday it's the girls' presentation. We've got a bit of a community clean-up I've organised along with a few of the other members of the committee at Losotck St Gerards. We've got litter pickers, Natalie, we've got bin bags and gloves, and we're just going to embark, we're just going to step into the community on Sunday the 30th of June, just for an hour or two maximum, just to show that the community, listen, we want your support, but we're wanting to support you as well. Maybe it might be a perception because of the noise that we make, or perhaps football's going to people's gardens. Maybe not that people will drive out of the establishment a little bit too speedy for other neighbours' comfortability, and they're not happy about it. Yeah. I want to just go and change perceptions and just say, listen, we're here as part of the same community, and we'll give you support, and the invitation then is for that to be reciprocated. And that goes back to the togetherness of the community value. Well,
you're going on about the community there. How can they get involved with Losotck St Gerards, whether that's coming down on a match day, whether it's volunteering, whether it's a business who wants to give us a sponsor? How can they come on board and do that?
Anybody that wants a team to do good, and as a thought, is putting that out there. So that's the minimum that anybody can do. The maximum is down to the individual. I think if you go back to Lost Fest, I believe there could have been a couple of thousand people there.
Oh, easily.
Alright, it was an absolutely amazing day. To see that, and to see the children playing, and the families come together, and the community come together, and the businesses also come together. It was remarkable. You just need to look around the picture now, see how many sponsorship boards are appearing, and I'm pleased to say that this year we've got some real good support, and this is not just for the first team, for the reserves team, for the girls team, right across the club. All the businesses now are jumping on board and supporting the project, and it was like a dream for me and the guys when we first went to Losotck St David's. It was like something that we was dreaming about. That it was like a new clubhouse.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And
some new changing rooms. My teams get changed in the changing rooms. What I got changed in when I was a player 20 years ago, and I think they've been there 20 years before then. They're horrendous. We've got loads of good memories there, but now it's happening. The dream's coming true through patience, hard work, and endeavour, support from everybody that's contributed financially and sponsorship wise in the council. I must say that it'll be an exciting time next sort of 12 months or so, when the clubhouse appears and is built correctly, and then the change rooms, and everybody in the club now will have a part in this historical period that they're all involved with.
Yeah, I mean, you're going on about there, the new changing rooms and everything. How's that looking at the moment?
Yeah, so not just the education, Natalie, but you could have, you could your slimming wells during the day, you could do your talking table, we can have
the schools, it's the colleges, they can all use them football pitches.
You could do personal training there in the clubhouse, you could have that room for pretty much bingo, you could have your talking tables, exactly. So once that's up, we'll start sort of trying to utilise that space in ways that whatever the club's profit is, we'll then reinvest that into the developments, maybe some floodlights, maybe some artificial grass. You know, it's like eating an elephant, it's an impossible task, but if you do it a little bit at a time, eventually you make your way through it, and it'll disappear. There's so many things that we'd like to happen down there at the moment, it's just a case of doing it one thing at a time. So the clubhouse will be up and running, I think by Christmas, correctly, probably. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Really excited.
So we're going on about the dream and everything like that. The 24-25 season's coming up. So what are your ambitions for this year? Would you like to win the league? Would you like to win the cups? Where do you find Losotck and Gerards going this next season?
So I'd love to win the league. I'd definitely take a call. I think for myself, I want to develop as a coach. We've got a very young side. We finished off the season. We had an average team. The age was 20, 21 years old. That is unbelievable. Let me tell you, these lads can just get better and better and better. And it's really probably, I know what they're capable of. I'm a believer. It's once they realise that the penny drops and they invest and become committed. I want them to just basically respect my time, the effort and the energy that goes into it. And that goes for everybody. But I've said to the lads that this year we keep it simple. I want them to be a man of the word. If they say they'll come and train, come and train. I want them to not take things personally. It's not personal, this. Never make assumptions. If you start assuming I am entitled to this or whatever, it's not going to be advantageous to you. Neither is taking things personally. Be a man of your word, and finally, always do your best. And the audience that I have now, them agreements, I think the lads that are signing for me now are aware that, you know, respect, honesty and communication, it's not negotiable. As we move forward, we're going to start like implementing a bit of order. We want a conformative audience in terms of the dressing room. We want everybody in harmony, aligned, and you know the strength of the squad is and the team is more powerful than any individuals. And we have a group of lads at the minute that I hope are individuals that will put the side before themselves. If you have that, anything's possible.
You've got the players there that want to play for the shirt, play for the club, be proud of playing on a match day and being involved in the club. Yeah,
it's taken a while, and in the young men we put our trust because quite fortunately they are ambitious. We've got to accept that they do want to progress, but you know, circumstantially, when they're young lads like that and they're athletes, so they can cope with the amount of games, they recover from injuries a lot quicker. The bodies are able to repair even from fatigue and stuff like that. But they don't really have the mortgages, the children, you know, they may well be students or part-time work and students, so you get more from them.
Yeah.
Where when you're working with lads that are perhaps coming down or lads that are getting to a certain age, as much as you need them in your side, and they are, you know, and it's of paramount importance that the few elderly, more experienced lads that are there are representing the right sort of DNA in terms of working to the expectations, what we've just spoke about, and then that you get that balance with the experience and the youth, and then you blend it together. It can be quite a beautiful mixture indeed.
Yeah, so as a manager, are you looking forward to this next season then?
I definitely am. I tell you what, I've blinked and pre-season's over and we're up and running and we're at it again. And you know, I'll be honest, the league, the Premier Division was a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. You can literally outplay teams, and you can out-possession teams, and you can create several more opportunities in their position.
You saw that on a match day. There were some games we attended and we're like, how did we not win that? How did we lose that? How did we not get a point? And it's about learning from that and building on that for the following week.
There's a lot more tactics that go into it behind the scenes. There's a lot more work, I think, at this level that goes on behind the scenes.
People don't know this.
All the time I've been a manager in that way, there's been games where my lads have underperformed or they've not quite been at the races, you know, they're having an off game. You just know with the lads that are on the pitch that you'll still find a way to get the points. Whereas if you were having an off day in that Premier Division, you've got no chance. And that is whether you're playing top end or bottom end. If you turn up and you're not quite at the races, it doesn't matter who you play against, you know, no team turn up to be turned on. Every team give 100%. Literally every kick, they dig in, they don't give in, they just keep going, and yeah, it's hard, and that's why I love it, because it's making me work even harder, and you can always find another gear. So I'm going up a gear now with what I learnt last season, and hopefully with the lads that I've got now, hopefully over the course of the season can get better and better, and you know, be successful in that way. I'd love that for the lads that give me the time and the effort. They deserve no less, really. But ultimately.
So moving away from the football side, how are things with yourself?
Right, so now that we're on to my favourite ever subject, me, of course.
It's got to be, come on, you love the fame.
Yeah, you know, the fame side of things, there's none of that. It's never really about me. It's about the players, it's about the volunteers, it's about the supporters, it's about seeing relationships grow, the community spirit, businesses supporting the team. You know, I spoke about how the club was originated, and me going in there with all my entourage of good willing bodies that are enthusiastic to support the vision that we all share equally. We're all very passionate about it, and it's a good time to be at the club. You know, we went out for a managers meeting the other night, and it was overwhelming. That's to think that this is something that's being created and that's being produced together, because what we want to do, Natalie, when we pass over the baton, we want to hand it over to the next group of people, to the next individuals, better than we inherited it. And so this is what you did. Now it's your turn to take it and pass it on. Better than what you inherited, because that's ultimately got to be the mantra. But from like a personal point of view, I'm in a fantastic position in my life away from football. I get my enjoyment, my happiness from practicing my disciplines. I'm running 30-40 miles a week. I'm engaging in some new hobbies. I'm going open water swimming 4, 5, 6 times a week. I'm setting myself targets in the open water, distances and time. I've got new hobbies like mountain bike riding, which is very exciting, really stimulating for me to go to these places, share time with other people, individuals that are not football people, and you can give your brain that bit of space from the world, the distraction of football. But not only the mountain biking, running, I like to elevate, I like to go through the lakes, I like to get to the scenery, get to the waterfalls, you know, get to the nature. I think when you're really connected to nature, you're really connected to yourself.
It's about looking after yourself, looking after your mental health.
Yeah.
And when you've got free time during the end of the season to the new season, you can afford to do this.
Well, I want to talk to you about free time. It doesn't exist. Time's unrefundable. So we've got to make most of the time that we've got. But I'm doing a lot in terms of identifying, you know, what I want for myself.
Good.
In terms of my own expectations of myself. And I hope this benefits the football world, being the best version of myself. Yeah, so
no, I'm glad you're doing well.
Yeah, well, we say life begins at 40, so I'm really excited about the future. I don't alter my mood anymore naturally, and there are many benefits from that. And I think I'd also like to say that my diet, you know, I'm eating natural fruits, natural vegetables. When I say natural, I'm not having any white sugar. I used to have like 4 or 5 Red Bulls a day, hammered coffees and all that, like, you know, I was always searching that next little cake. I'm trying to become more grounded, I'm trying to become a little bit more still, and you know, I might come across as a bit of a woohoo, but I'm really not fussed. I feel happy inside.
That's the main thing, being happy, enjoying life.
I like reading, I like learning through books about wisdom and how you can be inspired, because that inspiration, you know, there's a great motivation for me to influence people with positivity. So on that note, Natalie, I'll flip the question back onto you. Alright, I think I've got to be honest with you. Oh, you drove to mine today, it's first time I've seen you behind the wheel, not a passenger. You look very vivacious, you look sprightly, you look really healthy, and I think this is the best version I've seen of you in a long while. So, you know, I said to you about your own situation, and I said, let's not count the days, let's do it one day at a time. If we parted ways with a certain behavioural type, we don't count the days, because it's a transformation, it's a decision to move forward within life. So how's it going at your end?
Yeah, really, really well. As we spoke, you know, about your ambitions and everything like that, you know, being 12 weeks medication free, living life, you know, doing my photography, and I think if you can put a message out there through a camera, is take it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, and just go out there and live your life. I mean, you look at where I've come from Uriah Villas to where I am now, and it's just a total transformation, and it's by being with you guys and being with yourself that's totally turned my life around. And being with the football people as well, it's given me a better mental health, it's given me something to focus on for a couple of hours, and it's just absolutely wonderful.
It's more than just a game of footy on a Saturday at 3.
Well, exactly.
It's so satisfying to hear you speak in them kind of ways, and take some credit for yourself. You seem to always pass it on to everybody else because of you guys. If it wasn't for you, and you know, I'd honestly just take a bit of ownership and say, you know what, I am, and be proud of yourself, because all the people down at Losotck St James, that we appreciate it. So I've had a wonderful evening.
Welcome. No, thank you.
Thanks for creating this opportunity of a podcast. And,
brilliant.
For the individuals out there, for the people that are taking the time to, you know,
to
watch or listen, we appreciate you. Nice one.
I mean, just finally finishing, if people do want to come down on a match day and volunteer, is there anything?
Yeah, I'll find them something to do, that's for sure.
Well, on that note, we're going to check out. Thank you so much for watching this podcast or listening. Please share it away, and yeah, we'll see you for the 24-25 season.
Get up there!
Yeah, come on you Gerards, and we'll see you later. Bye guys.